Aircrafts on the runway, donations still going out, staying fit during COVID-19 pandemic. This is Flipping Ground Bahama News for week ending May 15th, 2020. I'm Yasmin Popescu with these and other stories. Thank you for joining us. Taking all precautions to keep people safe on the island of Bimini during the time of COVID-19, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis held a press conference on Thursday to announce a complete 2-week shutdown for that island.
I am announcing today that after consultation with health and other officials, including officials on Bimini, that Bimini will be placed on a 2-week lockdown in order to slow and control the community spread of the COVID-19 virus on this island. This complete lockdown will take effect beginning Monday, May 18th at 9 p.m. until Saturday, May 30th at 12 p.m. midnight. This May date will be extended for a total of 14 days, and this extension will occur as we return to Parliament. I note that similar lockdown periods were applied in other countries to help to control the spread of COVID-19. This measure is absolutely necessary in order to save and to protect the lives of the residents of Bimini. Epidemiological management of the COVID-19 outbreak in Bimini requires strict adherence to shelter in place to prevent and to control the spread, which will worsen if preventative measures are not taken quickly and adhered to. Bimini has been classified as a COVID-19 hotspot by health officials. This lockdown is being carried out to slow and control the spread of this virus on the island of Bimini. The first COVID-19 related death was recorded on Bimini. To date, health officials have confirmed a total of 13 cases of COVID-19 on Bimini. And this includes the 2 cases confirmed earlier today. A total of 102 residents have been swabbed for COVID-19. Outside of New Providence, Bimini, with a population of approximately 2,000, have the largest number of recorded cases in the Bahamas. The number of confirmed cases is expected to increase if much of the population continues to fail to practice the recommendations for physical distancing, wearing protective face coverings, and frequent and thorough hand washing.
A lot has been going on in the Criminal Justice Department this week, beginning with a shootout on Monday that left 2 persons dead, and then a traffic accident that left 1 person dead and 1 in hospital. The police in Grand Bahama has had a rather active week, beginning on Monday when 2 males, Ronaldo Hudson, age 23, of 13A Tasman Close, and Larry Artelis, age 23, of 94 Bonefish, were both arraigned before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson in Magistrates Court Number 1 on 2 counts of possession of a firearm with the intent of means thereof to endanger life. They both pleaded not guilty and were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services until trial on the 27th of August 2020. And later, Ronaldo Hudson was also arraigned on the charge of threats of death. He pleaded not guilty, and the matter has also been adjourned to the 27th of August 2020 for trial. On Monday afternoon, however, a shooting was reported in Grand Bahama that at first left a female dead and a male in hospital fighting for his life. He later lost that battle. According to the police, they're still investigating this matter that took place on Limewood Lane. The female has been identified as Kim Maria Smith and the male as 24-year-old Denny Toronto Roll. The police is asking the public for assistance in this matter. Then on Tuesday, there was a traffic fatality reported in Holmes Rock. Reports say initial investigations indicate that 2 vehicles, a red Honda Coupe and a purple Acura XS, were both traveling east on Queens Highway when one of the vehicles collided with a gray Pontiac vehicle driven by a lone female driver who was returning onto Holmes Rock Avenue. The Pontiac vehicle, upon impact, then collided into a bus stop stand where the lone female driver was ejected from her vehicle and died at the scene. The lone male driver of the purple Acura was transported to the Ram Memorial Hospital via private vehicle and was said to be in serious but stable condition, and the lone male driver of the red Honda Coupe remain on the scene and is assisting police with the investigation into this matter. All 3 vehicles sustained major damages. While the curfew continues in place, we look forward to a quieter weekend. There's a lot going on in the island at the moment, and everyone has an eye and ear turned to listen to more on the possibility of a tropical storm that is said to be headed this way. In our previous reports, we have spoken about this upcoming hurricane season. Normally, hurricane season begins officially June 1st and goes through to November 30th each year. This year, and bad for this country, especially this island, the season wants to start early. This week, we've been on the alert as meteorologists have issued warnings of some tropical weather coming this weekend. Keeping an eye on it, on Thursday, the National Hurricane Center in Florida said that an area of cloudiness and thunderstorms located over the Straits of Florida is forecast to spread northeastward during the next day or two, stating that environmental conditions are expected to become conducive for development, and this system is likely to become a tropical or subtropical depression or storm this weekend when it is located near or north of the northwestern Bahamas. According to this report, the system is forecast to move generally northeastward over the West Atlantic early next week. Regardless of the development, the disturbance is expected to bring locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds to portions of southeastern Florida and the central and northwestern Bahamas over the next couple of days. So once again, we're reminded to make sure we have battened down the hatches and have sufficient food and water for several days to be ready for whatever happens. Not all is completely lost despite what is being said around the globe. There are business persons who will be able to bounce back and bounce higher through and after the pandemic. One such is New Hardware Store in Grand Bahama. Falco Conglomerate has added another business that is gaining momentum in Grand Bahama. The owners believe in making sure the needs of the community are filled, and a pressing need for building materials is now their new business. Speaking with the operations manager of the Hardware Center, Carolyn Fox.
The Hardware Center is a new addition to the Falco group of companies. We've just opened to the public around March officially. We haven't had our soft opening yet, but it's in the works. Right now, all of the building supplies as far as renovations for disaster relief. We have plywood, anything that you would find in a basic lumber yard or hardware store, we'll have. The inventory is growing daily. So right now, if you need to rebuild your roof, we have everything in stock. The reason for opening up the hardware store as it relates to the economy and Hurricane Dorian, our current disaster on the island, the owners of the company saw a need for additional support as far as building supplies to be extended not only on Grand Bahama but in Abacos. Business has been great, actually. We've had a lot of new customers and a lot of contractors who are used to the lumber and building, field. So we've got nothing but rave reviews as far as pricing and inventory control and stocking and products. And they're open to, send us their options on whatever it is that they need. Whatever we don't have in stock, they have the ability to special order it and have it in with our next shipment.
The business, she said, is growing well, offering pickup services, ordering and delivery services to their clients that are mainly contractors. Did the shutdown mean that small aircrafts are not allowed to move around? And if they are allowed, where would they be going? While watching for the anticipated Bahamas Air flight bringing Bahamians back to Grand Bahama last Friday, a more curious activity caught the attention of this news outlet. A number of small aircrafts coming in and out of the island. One brought in some residents who had been laid off from the construction work at the Abaco Beach Hotel as that business was scaling back in its renovations. Asked about the situation, we discovered special permission was given for 4 persons in Abaco to be returned to Grand Bahama after 6 months in Abaco on that project. On speaking with an official in Grand Bahama, they said there are no aircrafts moving in or out of the island, adding that Flamingo Air had also parked their aircrafts and there were only government planes on the tarmac. According to the restraints of COVID-19, there is to be no movement between islands of persons at all. Then, after returning residents were permitted back to the island as allowed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we also later found out that one person who came had the dreaded COVID-19. We will continue to look into all these matters. We're taking a break, and when we return, Nurses Week, Children's Home get a donation, and staying fit during COVID-19. Flipping Grand Bahama News is a Media Unlimited production. If you see news in the making, call us at 727-6909. Or if you want to advertise, call 439-2493. Our salesperson is waiting.
Shopping doesn't have to be complicated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are a few tips to make shopping easier and safer for you and your family. Always wear a mask. Bring valid identification, your passport, driver's license, or NID card. Check the official schedule for your designated shopping day and time. Create your shopping list before getting into the store to avoid overshopping. Be courteous. Purchase only what you need. And always maintain a physical distance of 6 feet between yourself and others. Let's stay safe, Bahamas.
Welcome back. As the Grand Bahama Children's Home celebrates its Founders Day, they're being given $30,000 to assist in getting the home ready for the kids' return. In honor of Founders Day of the Grand Bahama Children's Home, sponsor Family Guardian Insurance Company made a donation of over $30,000 on Tuesday.
So since 2013, Family Guardian has partnered with the Children's Home during our annual Founders Day. We were extremely disheartened to find out what had happened after Hurricane Dorian. Therefore, as a result, Sajiko and Family Guardian has partnered to combine to commit themselves to donate $30,000 to the Children's Home to build a new lab for the children. We have also, the 30 children involved will also receive new tablets. The Just last week also, due to community effort, we also purchased 2 wheelchairs for the residents. The donation itself is just to show that Family Guardian supports education as well as social development for Grand Bahama, and we will continue to do that as well. Because of the COVID-19, there's no Founders Day this year, so we're waiting for children to come back home so that next year we can be part of their Founders Day and be with them to our Founders Day presentation.
That was Mr. John Hepburn of the Family Guardian Insurance Company. Giving an update on the project was Deshaun Smith of Spartan Builders, who has the contract to rebuild the home.
Okay, so currently we're in our wrap-up stage at the children's home. Mainly just finished work. We're still doing improvements to the HV system, the AC system. We are still awaiting finished materials such as the cabinets. Most of the flooring is in, so we're going to start that process and complete painting. So we're pretty close to being done. There's a couple buildings that have some sliding door replacements that we've also been waiting on that had some delays. But all in all, mainly just finished work at this stage. So over the next couple of weeks, we should really be able to see kind of like the finish line in terms of where we're at with progress.
Giving thanks was Ms. Sheila Smith, Executive Director of the Grand Bahama Children's Home.
Oh, we are elated and we are so grateful to Family Guardian because they have been great, fantastic supporters of the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Every year, John and his team come here and we have a Founders Day and they're here. He calls me and he says, Sheila, what do you need? And I give him a whole list. And he makes sure and brings everything that we need at the children's home. So we're grateful for this donation after the hurricane. And I said, they are family to us here at the children's home. The fact that they're giving us, they stepped up to the plate right away and they're giving us the $30,000 for the rebuild of the computer and library is amazing. Our children need it. Our children are, they're on honor roll all the time. So this is a great thing for our children. And today, this morning I think I got a call telling me that they're also giving us wheelchairs. Because, we have a couple of children in wheelchair, as well as every child will get a tablet. How amazing is that? We can't begin to thank John, Family Guardian, and the founders for what they have done and what they continue to do for our children here at the Grand Bahama Children's Home. We can't wait for them to come home. My staff is crying. The children are crying. The novelty of being in Nassau is over with. They are ready to come home, see their families, see their friends, and see the staff, because we are all family to them. So they are ready, we are ready. But, of course, the big elephant in the room is the COVID-19. And I've been in contact with the Department of Social Services, and they are not prepared to move these children, which is correct, until we get the all clear. So when Spartan is finished with their rebuild, and Spartan is doing a fantastic job. When you go on the tour, you'll see it. And when they're finished and we get all clear, we can have a big celebration welcoming our children back home. The community wants these children back home. And so do we. There'll be 30 children. The sad thing that I really wish to share is that we've had several persons come here with their children saying, I don't have anything for my children. I don't have any place to go. Can you take my children? And that has been very difficult for us. Because we know in disasters, less economic prosperity, we will have those kind of things. So we need the home back and open and running as soon as the COVID is over, whenever that is. This place is a place of safety and protection for our children in the northern Bahamas. And so we need to have that going for these children. So it's difficult to say to a parent, a mother, and she's crying, can you take out my child? And we have no place to put her. That is a very difficult thing. For us who love children and love taking care of children, it's a difficult thing to say no. So as soon as Spartan is over and COVID is over, our children are home.
Following this, The sponsors were given a tour of the reconstruction. The Grand Bahama Port Authority is showing they care as they assist a recent feeding effort in Grand Bahama jointly with Outreach Ministries. According to a release from the Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited, through their charitable arm, the Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Foundation, they partnered with Reach Out Ministries to provide ongoing financial support to the meal program serving the Grand Bahama community. It said that as residents continue to recover from the effects of Hurricane Dorian and grapple with the social and economic impact of COVID-19, the GBDRF is helping individuals and families through a weekly donation of $1,000 to support the ROM's meal program. Ian Rule, president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, is quoted saying, "The Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Foundation is again pleased to partner with Reach Out Ministries through this meaningful initiative. These times are unprecedented here in Grand Bahama, and the meal program assists those in greatest need." Dudley Said, ROM program organizer, was quoted saying, "The program kicked off 3 weeks ago with 500 baby food and diaper giveaways to mothers and children. During week 2, 700 grocery items were distributed, followed by food distribution to 1,500 people in our communities in the third week. The Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Foundation's weekly contributions will help our meal program immensely." During his speech to the country on Sunday, the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, said the budget will make provision for expanded capital works and will seek to stimulate domestic private construction. The economy of the world and at home seems dismal. And during his speech to the country on Sunday afternoon, the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, said there are some stark realities to face. He recalled a lot of the measures being taken at present.
I have previously reported to you on details of the $120 million in additional allocations already provided to allow for the immediate health and economic response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The initiatives have funded COVID-19 healthcare costs and related necessities. They have provided tens of millions of dollars to self-employed individuals who do not normally qualify for unemployment benefits. They have provided loans and grants to a number of Bahamian entrepreneurs and businesses to allow them to stay open and keep people employed.
But he said more will be given on this during the budget debate on May 27th in the House of Assembly.
It will be a budget that is shaped to match the unprecedented nature of the times we are living in. What I will say at that time is that your government will ensure that social welfare allocations are expanded to meet the basic food and other core needs of those economically displaced because of COVID-19. The upcoming budget will provide for the ongoing support of those still recovering from the ravages of Hurricane Dorian. We will ensure that no Bahamian goes hungry as to weather the economic hurricane caused by COVID-19. The budget will also make provisions for expanded capital works and will seek to stimulate domestic private construction. We will focus on both large and small civil works so that small contractors and their teams across the country can get as much work as possible to provide jobs and commercial activity in all the islands of our archipelago. These expanded works will bring income to thousands of families in need during this downturn. We will do what is necessary in the near term to preserve social and economic stability. We must also change the way we approach how our economy functions.
We're taking a break, and when we return, national, regional, and sporting news. Welcome back. One company in Nassau is making sure its residents are able to have great quality potable water services. According to a release, the health and safety of employees and the wider public have always been a priority for Maya Bahamas. In 2012, with the aid of an IDB-sponsored loan, Maya Bahamas, the release said, set out to improve the efficiency and quality of potable water service provision and address critical sewage needs in New Providence. 2019 marked the 7th year of the contract and saw the company meet and surpass a series of major company milestones, as was recently noted by the Minister of Works, MP Desmond Bannister. Over the life of the contract thus far, said the release, Maya Bahamas has replaced thousands of faulty service connections, disconnecting thousands of illegal and dormant accounts, implementing a comprehensive and affordable maintenance plan, and installing cutting-edge equipment for monitoring and controlling the water supply. As of 2019, the island-wide improvement plans reduced the amount of non-revenue water loss while also improving water pressure and water quality, cutting water losses from 6.8 to 2.01 million imperial gallons per day. As countries around the world continue to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic, the company has stepped up its efforts, introducing additional measures designed to not only protect its team members, all of whom have been kept on their full salaries, and ensuring the interaction with the public is limited. Maya is still deploying its staff in the field on a daily basis for proactive leak detection, maintenance, or non-revenue water assets previously installed, and working to ensure correct pressure management with the water and sewage company. In the region, COVID-19 is being felt in many ways all around the world and in many businesses. In the Caribbean, a hotel group is assuring guests a healthy stay along with other attractions. According to a press release from Blue Diamond Resorts, they are prepared to welcome guests back to their resorts with enhanced health, safety, and cleanliness programs brand-wide. The Resort Management Group's Safety Assurance Vacations Protocol will be implemented at each of Blue Diamond's 47 properties across the Caribbean, Central America, and Mexico. The release said advanced sanitation measures, new physical distancing guidelines, a 360 clean approach, and an international safety assurance team are in place to prioritize well-being across every area and touch point of Blue Diamond Resorts properties. Also, that to help protect both guests and staff members, the new and enhanced safety assured vacations protocols will adhere to the guidelines of the Centers for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, as well as the local and national ministries of health. Jordy Pelford, president of Hotels and Resorts at Sunwing Travel Group, was quoted saying, As the countries which our resorts call home begin to reopen, we want to ensure our guests feel safe and cared for when choosing to stay at a Blue Diamond property. By heightening our industry-leading sanitation practices, we will continue to guarantee luxurious, relaxing, and safety-assured vacations for all of our valued guests. We now take a look at sports. Nesbitt's Fitness is gearing up for opening, but have continued training through and during the shutdown. One of the businesses sorely affected by COVID-19 is that of fitness. And we have found another fitness trainer and business owner who has also kept in touch with his members to give them plans to keep fit. And he too is looking forward to welcoming them back to the gym.
Majority of my clients contact me. I give them a lot of workout. I have groups. I send them the workouts weekly and give them a little motivational stuff to keep them going. But it gets to the point where they say that they're really ready, but they need the gym. So what I do, like I said, I give body weight training, resistant band training, things that they can have in their home. But you know, you can't have, I mean I can't, but most people are not going to have a complete gym set up in their home. So things like water jugs, you know, walking lunges, backpack on your back with stuff. So I give them an improvise. So basically they can do a body weight training and keep themselves kind of maintained. So by the time as we get back to the gym, they're not like starting completely over. Most all of the clients that I train, I have a WhatsApp group with them. And I always send tips. I always send, you know, guidelines on food, you know, things that you should not eat, things that you can eat to try and maintain when you're not doing heavy training, things to try and, you know, keep lean muscle. So yes, I keep them advised. If you look now, most of the trainers have stuff out there that they're kind of basically advising and helping their clients out. I didn't do like the all the Zoom classes and everything and all that because I was putting so much time into renovating the gym, but I just wanted to make sure that my personal clients was being, you know, looked after.
However, measures will be different coming back as health and well-being are important to fitness.
Now, with the gym, for example, the most that the gym can do is try and follow the rules and be as clean as possible, because a situation like the gym, you're going to have to actually work out in the gym. So there's not much more I can do other than try to make sure and restructure the gym as far as so people can have space and they can be clean, okay, and give more advice of what you can do in between the gym.
We now take you to our 7-day weather forecast. That's all for this week. For Flipping Ground Bahama News, I'm Yasmin Popescu, and look forward to seeing you next week.